What's up everybody, Frank from 5am Ramen, and in this video we're visiting Ichiran's headquarters here in Fukuoka. This is their Seoul Honten, or if you want to call it flagship shop. Think of it as sacred ground. I'm making a little pilgrimage right now, if you will, and I'm visiting at night. This place is open 24 hours, and for me, it also brings back memories of when I used to visit Ichiran way back in the day for those late night bowls. It's gonna be fun for me as well because I haven't been to Ichiran in ages. Let's do this. For those new to 5am Ramen, this channel is dedicated to bringing you the freshest ramen content directly from Japan. I'm Frank, a Tokyo native, and I'm proud to say that I eat ramen for a living. Today is all about Ichiran. They're one of the most well-known ramen brands in the world. They have branches all over Japan, over 80 of them, with 19 of these in Tokyo. A little ramen empire, if you will. While Ichiran's history goes back to the 1960s, it was in the 1990s that they grew the most. Outside of Japan, they're in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and there's even Ichiran, New York. Ichiran is famous for their customizable pork bone or tonkotsu ramen, and the unique ramen booths that you get to eat them in. Today they have different brands, even with different shaped bowls, and even ramen that doesn't have any pork bones in the soup. They're quite secretive about their ramen ingredients. Apparently only 4 people know the recipe for the seasoning that holds up their pork bone soup. Also, their red spicy sauce is a big hit and includes a lot of ingredients. To be clear though, I don't eat at Ichiran that much. As a ramen hunter, I'm always seeking out the best new bowls in Tokyo and across Japan. And I can tell you, there's a crazy amount out there that I still need to eat. However, back in the day when I was younger and liked to stay out and party, Ichiran was a place I frequented, especially since some of their branches are open 24 hours. So, let's just say that Ichiran is an important 5am ramen shop. Those days are behind me, but every so often, I do like to go back for the memories. Anyways, back to me on the ground, making my way to Ichiran's flagship shop in Fukuoka City, Fukuoka Prefecture. This is on the island of Kyushu, which is basically pork bone ramen country. Back to me on the ground. And there she is, with the Christmas tree dramatically on the side there lighting the way. You can see the logo on the left-hand side too, and I am almost there. Almost looks like a building you'd see in a Bruce Lee movie where you'd have to battle your way to the top. Only battling I'll be doing is with ramen though, and it's not much of a battle. I'm looking forward to this. All right, I gotta cross this bridge here. It's like a bridge to the promised land. Almost there. And from this bridge, you get a nice view of the city here too. Very windy, so I'm gonna keep walking. And that ramen will hit the spot like no other on a night like this. So I just crossed over now and I have arrived. Here I am. Very much like I remember it. Tables on the first floor, but I don't think they have this first floor going right now. And it looks like, yeah, gotta go up to the second floor, which is where I was last time too. All right, let's go in. Oh, looks like they have some new things here. Okay, this is definitely more expensive than I remember it. It's been a long time. And not just the Seoul Honten flagship here. I don't know if I need all this stuff with the set menu here. I think I'm just good for the ramen. Ichiran has these handy seating charts, like something you'd see in a Miyazaki film. This character means vacant or empty. And sure enough, the right side is full, so I make my way to the left side, having it all to myself. So when you arrive, place your ticket from that ticket machine on the counter for the staff to collect. See this button here? Press it when you're done filling out this order sheet, as the server instructed. Enjoy Ichiran's relaxing music while you do it too. Alright, what do I want? What did I used to get? I think for the dashi I'll do medium. Do rich. I'm gonna do medium. Green onions. Of course. Let's get 2. This is an enjoyable part of Ichiran, customizing your ramen as you like. Hit that button when you're ready and the staff will whisk off to make your ramen, referencing that order sheet that you gave them. In your booth, there's a little curtain that they lower and raise. Each booth even has its own water faucet. And here's the ramen, that moment we've been waiting for.
All right, so here we go with the first sip. I think for me, more than anything, this bowl is nostalgic, and just having that first sip, it brings me back. You get quite a bit of sweetness from the broth. Of course, that porky richness is there, but there is kind of a delicateness, I think, too, to the way that it tastes. Like they've strained the broth a lot. It's porky, but still kind of refined, let's say. Sweetness is there, and the sweetness is added on top when you bite into those green negi. Of course, green or white negi, either one is fine for you to order. I personally like getting the green negi. Of course, the theme here in Fukuoka is thin, straight noodles, and that's what Ichiran does too. And I personally like that spice level that I got, just enough to give it a little bit of a kick. Not maybe taking away too much from the pork bone richness, that sweetness you get too with the seasoning, the tare. That's for me my literal sweet spot. And again, I think this bowl for me is nostalgic more than anything. What can you say? It's a fun experience. Now, I've had most of the top bowls here in Fukuoka. As to how this compares, yeah, it is a more manufactured experience, and it's ramen as well. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that they've been able to set this up and maybe in a bigger way introduce ramen to the world through the Ichiran brand. And I love the fact that it's so cozy within your own little personal space here. There is a strong, strong sense of coziness, I think, when you're sitting here. It really brings me back. I can't tell you how nostalgic this is for me, how many times I've been to Ichiran way back in the day when I was younger. This really brings me back.
Lastly, back in the day, no Ichiran trip was complete for me without ordering Kaidama, or a second helping of noodles. You can purchase your Kaidama in the beginning at the ticket machine or even from the booth, if you feel like you have a little bit more room left. When I was younger, I would sometimes get 2, even 3 Kaidama. They'll give you a little tray, which you place on that same button when you're ready for the extra noodles, or Kaidama. This noodle refill system is unique to tonkotsu or pork bone ramen. You really don't see it with other ramen styles. One reason is that it's more feasible from a business perspective. With the noodles so thin, you don't need a lot of time to boil them. In other words, you can get those refills out quickly to customers. After I wipe my tears, I exit Ichiran with a smile on my face.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. This is Frank from 5 AM Ramen reminding you that Japan is the only place in the world where you can have excellent ramen at 5 AM. And Ichiran is a huge part of that, here being 24 hours. Thanks for watching.
These seats are a lot smaller than I remember them. Maybe I've just gotten fatter.